Hello again, all you lucky people. This is the late game. I am the long game hunter, and we're playing the Banner Saga. And in the last episode, we got our first taste of dredge slingers, and man, did we get more of them than we really wanted. But nobody went down. That's important. So, let's jump right back in. What in the depths are these? You wonder, looking at the unusual dredge slingers. Nobody knows. Without warning, a deranged and half-dead slag stumbles out of brush, throwing itself upon the yokes attached to the treasure cart. Surprised Varl pull weapons, but not before the whole cart slides off a slick rock and a sheer drop, stopped suddenly by a low growl. The enormous metal wagon dangles precariously off a cliff. From the end swings a confused yox, still tied to its reins. On top, the dredge hangs on tight. Keeping the whole thing from plummeting over the side is Gunnulf, one hand white-knuckling the cart, the other wrapped around a tree trunk. Oh, man, hero. But yeah, you're risking your life over a yox and some gold. No, Gunnulf, let it go. My duty, he grunts. He doesn't budge. You wonder how much this responsibility defines his reason for living. The dredge has found some footing and is trying to clamber up over the cart. The tree cracks under the weight. Order him to let go, with authority. He is stubborn, but... With a roar that sounds more like you just stabbed him in the side than gave an order, Gunnulf lets go of the cart. It flips over the side in a flash, followed much later by a dull thud and crack. At the base of the steep cliff, hundreds of yards below, the treasure cart has exploded into a frozen firework of gold, valuables, and yox and dredge gore. That was a costly mistake, grunts Euban between clenched teeth. You wonder why that dredge went after the yox in the first place. Then you realize the bigger problem is the vast fortune now lying at the bottom of a cliff. Well, Euban's the tax collector. It might be best to leave it up to his call. No time to stop now. But there isn't there? I mean, we're not on any huge... Well, there is a big dredge invasion going on, so try to recover what you can quickly. It's at the bottom of a cliff. What can you recover quickly? Try to cover it up and come back later. Leave some Varl to gather and return to Strand. The fewer Varl we have... Your call, Euban. What choice do we have? He mutters. Even if we could gather it up, we've got nothing to haul it. He sounds defeated, but resolute in moving on. You begrudgingly set off, leaving a king's ransom beneath your feet. Well, that's rough. That is awfully rough. But we've made it to the next Godstone. Oh, I love these. The caravan stops, Godstone looming overhead for a short rest. The warriors are glad for it, and the stone gives you an ancient sense of being watched over in a comforting way. Didn't help the bodies underneath it, though. The earth at the base of the Godstone is scarred, like a struggle occurred. Merchants, no dredge, are encircling Denglr, are a variety of goods. A barrel of mead, who knows how old, loose silver statue made of soapstone, offerings to a dead god. Check for the merchant's brother. That's right, the merchant's brother and the necklace full of rings. In the midst of the pile of bodies, a glitter catches your eye. You fish a gold necklace out from a jerkin to find 5 golden rings strung on it. The merchant's brother. Guess he didn't make it. you mutter. Take the necklace with the intent to return it. You toss the necklace to Mogra and tell him to hang on to it. If anyone can be trusted, it's him. The quartermaster. Yeah, that makes sense. Don't know what made them think the Godstone would be safe, Mogra grunts. We're completely exposed up here, he says. If we're going to rest, I think we ought to do it a little further away. I do want to examine the Godstone, though. Denglr was always one of the favorites amongst men. God of good fortune. They believed he brought luck, wealth, or whatever else you wished you had, but couldn't get on your own. The word fortune has a lot of meanings. Eventually, you move on. And yeah, that's absolutely right. As tempting as it is to rest at the Godstone, we are absolutely exposed. That's the point of putting them up here. They want them to be exposed. And while the top of a hill is not exactly the worst defense position in the world, it's hard to argue against getting well away from that beacon. In the distance, you see smoke rising from the trees. Dredge aren't known for setting fires, says Mogra, but it does get their attention. We'd use fires like that to lead them along in great wars. Yeah, but they wised up to that after a while, interjects another warrior. Or it could be someone trying to get their attention, claims Vasselt. The other group from Schlid were sent this way. Oh, they could be getting our attention. The other group from Schlid were sent this way. No matter how you look at it, investigating will cost time. Send some Varl to take a look or check it out herself, or it's just not worth the risk. I think it is worth the risk. The sounds of fighting ahead compel you to crash through the foliage. Sidestepping Varl and Dredge bodies along the way, you burst onto a scene of carnage. A vast number of Varl surrounded by Dredge. Explanations can wait. You charge into the fight. Yeah, that sounds about right. Alright, who are we taking? Well, we do have our tanks ready to go. I do kind of want to bring Vasselt with us, just to kind of see what he's capable of. So yeah, you make a good tank. Let's bring you with us. After Luden, of course. Then let's also pop you back there. Gunnulf, I like you, but we definitely need to chat a little bit over what has happened. So let's pop you in there, and Irza right in the middle. Do we have any promotions that we can go with? Oh, Luden could promote again. Well, that's about it, though. Gunnulf did not have a promotion. He's close, though. Very close. Mogra is close to a promotion as well. A lot of people are close to promotions. Okay. Vasselt or Mogra? Vasselt. Let's bring Vasselt. I definitely want to see how his ability works. Oh, that's not terrible. I was really expecting to be badly outnumbered here. Yeah, you're gonna be a pain, but you're not unmanageable. You are gonna be you're gonna be a beast. Okay, well, let's get these people spaced out properly. Let's put you on the flank. Let's pop you people in the middle. And let's do this. Okay. Let's come around to the side here. Start immediately pulling down your armor. side here and stab him. Stab him goodly. Or stab him rightly. There we are. like the screams that they let off when you force them to exert themselves. Could have impaled him, and then this would have made even more sense, but I think this is still a worthwhile effort. Okay, there we go. Pull her down here. And slag this area up. Now we can bring him over here to continue dealing with him, and I like this plan. Make his life a bit hellish. Oh, yeah. That was not good. Alright. Owie. Malice. You're attacking this guy, jerkwad. You're gonna attempt to summon somebody. Alright, well, let's impale you and get you away from the prince. Continue to pop armor. Oh, wait, no. Battering ram. That's exactly what you were made for. Oh, Luden. Why? Okay. Could you potentially kill him? I think you probably could. So let's do that. Oh, maybe you can't. That'll hurt. Did that knock you off your game? Maybe? Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. You're still a beast, so we definitely need to deal with you. And you're coming up next. Alright, let's first drop you a bit. Oh, somebody got called into the battle. That's not good. I don't like that at all. Oh, and of course, man, having 3 Varl on the field is definitely making it difficult to do any sort of maneuvering. Do not like. Definitely do not like. Oh, thank the gods. Thank the dead gods. You're gonna sit tight back there for a bit. Alright. Now you can actually come over here and continue dealing with his armor, and I like the sound of that. Alright. You do still have plenty. And I think it would probably be, again, it would probably be worthwhile to have you slagging up the battlefield. Generally making a nuisance of yourself. Ah, you're gonna do it too, huh? I think we're gonna need to deal with that. But we've got so much that we need to deal with. Oh, man. Hakon, you could probably get over there, but you're probably gonna have to walk through that to do so. There's nothing for it but to do it. So that means pretty much it's up to you, Eric, to kind of pull this guy's health down. But you're not going to be able to do it. So there's going to be another person coming into the battlefield, I think. Can you get all the way over there? You can, but it's going to hurt. Worth it? Worth it. Worth it. Keep another one of these clank heads off the field. Alright. Oh, down you go, Luden. Yep, down he goes. Well, that's a pain, but I should have seen that coming. Alright. Time for you to pop. Could you attack him? Nope, not quite. You would have to move a little closer. But that's fine. Pull down his armor some. Eric, you can attack him, but you would not be able to kill him. That's fine. We can have Hakon do the honors. Yeah, you know, I like the way you look, bud, but you're just not my cup of tea. So there we go. Not a bad victory, if I do say so myself. Not bad at all. Could have been better. Could have been worse. The fact that Luden went down, though, that's more than a bit of a pain. As the fighting wraps up, one of the Varl puts his axe away and puffs on a pipe. Hakon, he greets you. Glad you saw our signal. He explains that they had come from Schlid and were surrounded. He spotted you in the distance and lit a fire to draw your attention, at the risk of drawing the dredge as well. Back at the caravan, their sizable detachment join your ranks. More Varl! Man, there's a lot of you bastards. It's gonna put a strain on our supplies, but I think we still have plenty. Mogr comes to you privately. I've seen some of the warriors disappearing, he says. First, thought it was my imagination. Now I'm certain several have gone just missing. Mostly men, but some Varl too. Can't quite figure it. If it's abandonment, you can't let it stand. Have Mogr question the ones who have returned. Demand answers personally. Make an example of a few. Ask Luden if he knows anything about this. Have Mogr watch and follow anyone else. Well, ask Luden about it. He's been forthcoming. A dick, but he has been forthcoming. I ordered it, says Luden when you confront him. That's a bit more forthcoming than I was expecting. Gotta admit it. Got to admit it. That was not what I was expecting, you twink. Alright. I sent my men to bring back gold from the cart you left behind. If you have a problem with your warriors joining them, maybe you should keep them under control. Threaten him if he doesn't stop, demand he turn over the loot, insist he explain his actions, pummel him in his stupid face. Insist he explain his actions. You left a pile of gold at the bottom of a hill, says Luden. What are the chances it'll still be there months from now? The only reason we aren't each carrying a share is because you don't trust us. Demand he turn over the loot. Threaten him if he doesn't stop. Demand he turn over the loot. No, he says, unflinchingly. Mogr pulls you aside. He has no claim to the gold, but he takes no orders from us either. Like it or not, he's an equal. They'll repay us when this is over, and you'll look the better for it. Ludin folds his arms. I really would love to. Back down. You leave no doubt in Ludin's mind that another stunt like this won't end peacefully. He shrugs indifferently. The fact that he can, in fact, the fact that he can maintain an air of indifference when faced by something monstrously large and well known for murdering things is kind of impressive. Your warriors demand a break. You halt the caravan with a sigh, but in all honesty, you're starting to feel the altitude and weariness yourself. Mogr leans on a fallen tree, fiddling with a crust of bread. Getting colder, he says, staring into the distance. You can see Ridgehorn just start to peek around the mountains. A flock of ravens float across the clear sky toward the fort. We should follow those birds. Well, that's the plan, isn't it? Without another word, Mogr starts running toward the birds and tumbles over the cliff. Suddenly, he's gliding through the air, flapping his arms for all they're worth. He swoops toward Ridgehorn before bursting into flames and plummeting into the tower, which crumbles like a log from a smoldering campfire. Dream sequence? Dream sequence. Yeah. You think you've lost your mind, then you wake up. You don't remember setting up camp or falling asleep in front of crackling logs. What is going on, you mutter. Mogr approaches you at the campfire. Hakon, did you see? He starts. Yeah. You both agree to keep it to yourselves. Oh, okay, so he saw that too. Well, that's definitely interesting. Alright, I think we're still good on time. So, yeah, let's check things out around camp. So, let's first check out our heroes. See what we've got to work with for renown. See what we can do as far as promotions go. So, we've got Ludin injured for a day, but he could be promoted, and that might not be the worst idea in the world. That impale could prove pretty handy. Alright. We could promote Hakon. He has certainly been a beast, and we could make him more so. Definitely not a bad idea, that. Gris doesn't have any promotions coming to him, neither does Fasolt, and honestly, I'm not particularly impressed with Fasolt. Feel free to tell me how wrong I am in the comment fields. I have a feeling I probably am, but you know what? I'm the one playing this damn thing. Alright. Well, Hakon being promoted is probably a good idea. 'Cause he's too handy not to promote. So let's bump up his willpower a little bit. Let's also bump up his strength a little bit, making him even nastier on the field. Then I think we're gonna get Gunnulf. We're gonna remove that from Gunnulf and give it to Hakon, as he's gonna be in pretty much every battle that we have with this group. He's gonna be there. So definitely worth it to have that item on him, I think. Ludin. Promote you, it'll improve your ability and give you some better stats. Yeah, worth it. Alright. So let's see. that's just not your thing. You're not an armor breaker. You're wanting to stab people in their face, and I can't say I blame you. Let's increase your speed on the field and maybe make you a little bit more survivable. I think that's not terrible. It's not a terrible idea. Oh, you could be promoted again if I had the renown for it. But yeah, all right. I think we've got a goodly group there. Fasol, I'm sorry, man. I'm just not impressed by you. Let's put Bercy back in there. Alright. Oh, actually, you know what? It occurs to me. Alright, so last time we checked out Eric and Gunnulf. Let's see what Mogr is about. Mogr is an old hand in Varl culture, long on the front line of the fight against the Dredge. He's had the occasional brush with leading a clan of his own, but eventually settled well into commanding Vognir's personal army of Varl warriors, and is highly respected amongst them. He's got the four kills, but mostly he's just really good at keeping other people from dying. Let's see what Fasalt says. Fasalt has spent a lot of time with warriors under his command, known for being something of a vicious commander who may have at one point been a brigand with a grudge against mankind. He's also one of the most respected for reliably getting the job done. Most recently, he's been posted in Schlid, holding off the Dredge. If Fasalt is anything, he's a Varl loyalist. He looks pretty badass, is what he looks. And then, Yrza. Oh, Yrza. Not many people know much about where Yrza came from, but ever since Luden became old enough to train, Yrza has been close by. Rumors used to spread about a romantic relationship between the two until Yrza found out about them. And then suddenly they stopped. Those who have spent much time near her have described the woman as intimidating. Yeah. The ability to set things on fire with the flick of your wrist kind of does that. Alright. Well, there's that. There's nothing else to spend our renown on in this camp. We could rest and pull up morale a little bit, and honestly, I think that's not a bad idea. Alright. And I think that with that, we are good for the episode. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you're enjoying it. And if you are, let me know. I appreciate any feedback you have, any suggestions that you might have. There are more coming. I plan on playing this game through to the end, if, of course, I make it that far. As I hear that this is a game where you can lose. Your people can starve, for example, or you could just, I don't know, like, members of your heroes can die. Well, that said, we shall find out next time. This is The Late Game. I'm the Late Game Hunter, and I will see you in-game.